Watch out. So much crap in here. All right, so my little tiny bandsaw, which is not really little and tiny, but the motor is. It's not powerful enough to resaw anything that's over a few inches. So, you know, once you get to about 5 inches like this, it's just not gonna happen. So what I do is I mark, and let's get this up close. I mark the board right at an 1/8 inch kerf, and I kind of make sure I got enough material, and I put the blade dead center of that. So it hits that, and it makes it to where I can run it through, flip it, run it through a couple times, and I probably won't go all the way through because then I got a super thin piece here, you know, lining up against this fence. It's not the safest practice, but I'll get it to where I got like maybe 1 inch of material left over, and then I'll take it over to the bandsaw and cut from there. So let's get our eyes and ears on, turn on the dust collection, and we will get this started. So let's do it. So something to keep in mind, and you'll see in the video kind of where I'm putting the pressure of this. I'm not putting the pressure down low, all right? Because really we're referencing off of the fence. You don't want to be pushing around the blade. So I know that kind of seems like bad practice to be pressing over where the blade's at. I understand the dangers that are involved with that. But if you'll see in my video, you can see the whites of my knuckles hitting because I'm pressing on the top. And that's why I don't aim these down like this, because it will put the pressure down low. So what's nice about these grippers is that when you push them, it naturally pushes more pressure at the top. See, like that, barely press up. So you just take it very carefully across there. Pretty safe practice, and it takes a lot of pressure off the bandsaw. So let's take this over there, and we'll finish up our cut. All right, so now we got our board, eyes and ears ready. So now we kind of want to reference off the same face. Get our blade height up here. There we go. And now something to keep in mind is if your blade tracks at all, so if it doesn't cut perfectly straight, running with a fence and trying to resaw, it's going to fight you the whole way. I've got mine dialed in pretty well, but it's very possible it'll track a little bit, and I'll have to remove this over and just run it freehand, which is just fine. But, you know, of course, if you can use a fence, it makes everything a little bit easier. So let's get our ears on, and let's see how this goes. Now, fresh off the bandsaw. So I got it really close on one side, you know, a little bump there. Then I'll have to run this through the planer and zip that down. But now we got a really good looking Bookmatch for our door. And we used a lot less curly white oak, which this stuff is valuable. It says $17 for the board there, but that was several years ago. It was probably, I don't know, at least $18 by now. So there you go. Nobody will ever know. So now we got that, or, you know, we can flip it, do it like that. So I'll kind of play around with it and see what I like best. But I mean, that's That looks fantastic. And again, you know, we got a whole nother board over here that we use for another project. And we have another board that's probably about 10 inches long that I could use for a box or something. Do the same thing, resaw it, and make another lid. So get the most out of this good material.